on your landing pages, you just overtly have this thing called a brag bar, where what you do is this is a place where you share customer reviews. This is where you have quotes from the press. This is where, when you use quotes that don't just say, oh, this is a great product. It is like
Mhm.
if you're selling a water, you say, this is the most refreshing drink I've ever had. Things that actually explain the experience that the buyer is going to have, and not just some high level comment from some potential customer. And all of this falls under an area where you are bragging about the product and you're not being humble. You are saying, this is a damn good product, and this is what other people just like you have said.
I'm so glad you brought this up. I geek out on this. So, so what David's referring to is typically on a website or on a landing page, there's a lot of times where there's a section where press, quotes might live, customer reviews. Um, Hopefully in the future it gets to a point where, David, if you go to a website, you'll see a quote from Nik Sharma specifically because I'm in your network.
Wow.
So, so basically, this is the brag bar, right? And like David said, this is where you want to brag as much as you can in a way that is still focused on the product and the outcomes. Because when somebody's trying to buy something, they're not buying into the what of the product, right? Like nobody wants just another water. They want a beverage that's going to get them off of Diet Coke, or they want a beverage that's going to feel like they're drinking dessert without, drinking a sugary soda. And so you want to always be pushing the outcomes, or another word for that is just the value props. And so, if they're press quotes, you want to make sure that from a actual logo standpoint, you are matching the press logos to the audience that you're going to be driving to this page. So for example, if you're running ads from Facebook, you may use, and your target demographic is like, 24 to 40 years old, you might focus on logos like Pop Sugar, or, like Elle Magazine, or New York Times. And then if you are running, for example, TV ads to a landing page with a much older demographic, you might focus on things like Good Morning America, or Town and Country, or Hearst Media. Like basically you want to align the demographics of the publications to the demographic of the traffic coming in. So that's one. Then from the actual quote standpoint, you don't just want quotes that say, for example, this is our favorite, this is our the New York Times' favorite water, or this water is extremely refreshing. You want something that says, after a week of hint water, I was able to kick the diet soda habit. Something that really explains why that customer might be there in the first place, or why they might be wanting to try the product. And this brag bar, it helps with the validation of, okay, there's notable logos and publishers talking about the product, but B, they're aligning the reason they're there with why that brand was in the first place in a publication. So there's that, and then the other one is the customer reviews, where again you want to focus on things that elicit outcomes where the customer may be looking for. So if it's like, I can just pull a couple up real quick. If we look at like Hydrant, for example, it's a quote from Pop Sugar that says, when I really feel the need to replenish, a water mix-in like Hydrant offers up to triple the electrolytes as my favorite drink, as well as sodium, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. Like, that's a great quote from a great publication. The second one there is from The Skim, and it says, proper hydration can clear brain fog, and that's exactly what hydrant does when you mix it in your water first thing in the morning. So they're focused on things that really like tell, complete that story of the brand. And then you might have customer reviews that complement it. So for example, on the hydrant page again, there's one that says, ordering has been so easy and I can't imagine my mornings without hydrant. I struggle to drink enough water and this has definitely helped. So somebody reading this might say, oh, I also struggle with drinking a ton of water. If I just add this into my morning routine, maybe I'll feel much better and it'll clear my brain fog. So they kind of all tell this story cohesively. But again, it's not in the context of this is coming from the brand. It's in the context of this is what other people are saying about it. So you don't have to take the brand's word for it. You take somebody else's word for it.
Yeah, this is key. And I think one of the things that you didn't quite get to that you had implied is that the more specific the customer review, the more believable it is.
Yep.